Welcome to the second part of the EZDZ introduction series, where this one we're going to be going a little more in depth and we're going to be covering how to set up your Tandem booking platform, as well as setting up your pricing and your load packages and all that stuff. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into it. And you are going to start off by going to your booking system. You're going to look right into your payment settings here because this is going to be the first thing you need to set up. And you're going to see this connect to Stripe or connect Stripe to accept payments. So we're going to click the Start Stripe onboarding here. It's going to take a little second, but we're going to begin adding our information here. So I'll probably speed through some of this part just so I can save you some time. But additionally, you're going to have to use the test phone number and all that stuff. So I'm just going to do that. But in the live environment, you're going to be entering your real information here. So we're going to go ahead and enter all of our information. I'll need to fix this on the dark mode. Obviously, it's not the best to look at. So we'll just go demo drop zone here. But this would be your drop zone name, as well as up here. We're just going to do all zeros for the test. And I'll run through this real quick. Let's use that for the example. Industry, I believe this is entertainment, and we'll do other entertainment for November. And you can enter your website here if you need to. I'm just going to add a product description for now, but you can link your website there. Continue. But overall, this really doesn't take too long. I'm sure as a business owner, you've run through setups like this numerous times before. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Okay, I do have to actually fill stuff out here. 23 Main Street again. But of course, all of this needs to be your actual information for this to work. And for this, of course, you need to enter your actual EIN or social security number. So I'm going to use the test one that I'm supposed to use. I'm just going to say I own 25% or more. I'm the only one who does. So no thanks. And for this is where you would select your bank account and all of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and use this test institution. But you can easily connect to things like Ally, and numerous banks are available through this. So I'm going to go ahead and just put on these two, or that account for now. Connect it. Not now. Continue. Now that our bank is linked, I think there's only one or two more steps. Location, okay, everything looks good. I'm going to go back in here because I know I need to add. Maybe it will not let me do it yet. I just know previously when I was running through these tests, it did not verify me right away, so I might have to submit this first to do that. But once this is done, it's going to show us back to this dashboard. It's going to show us a new Stripe account ID and everything. Okay, so I got payouts and everything enabled immediately. And then you'll see here, if we open the Stripe dashboard, this is where you're going to see all of your payments and stuff that you receive to your Stripe Connect account. So right now, there should be nothing. Go back to EZDZ, and we will go right into our pricing and packaging. So this will be the next thing you're going to want to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and add a package here. Go ahead and set your base price. We'll go $189, and we'll go weekday skydive. Go ahead and actually check this weekday option. We can go ahead and add our add-ons here. This would be things like your outside video packages or video photo. I'm just going to add that one for now, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to $100. And I will add one more package here and do a weekend skydive so we can see how this can work in your actual workflows. So we'll go just 209 for this one and available on the weekends. So we'll add that same add-on. And that all looks good. And we will save that configuration. And then we'll go right over to our schedule and availability. So for this is where you would set in how many bookings you want, how many, like the duration between. So typically I just leave this at an hour. This is what I see most drop zones use. This is what my home drop zone use. So that's why it's the default. So we will go and set in, for this example, we'll do one on Friday. Start time, we will make 8 a.m. And this is the amount of bookings that will be available. So we're going to cut off the bookings at noon, an hour between. We will go 0 for this. I believe it can be left on 15, and then we'll just set this to 12. I'm going to add another time slot, and we're going to add one on Saturday. I'm going to kind of go through and do the same thing here. And then 12 again, and then once again, I'm going to save the configuration. And then we're going to go into our general settings. This is where you're going to control things like the booking slug, which is the URL that your tandems are going to be booking at. You're going to set it to whether it's active or test mode. I'll go ahead and set it to test mode. This active here is actually whether or not your display is working. And so you want to leave that on for most general purposes. Then we can go in, you can set custom logo URLs. You can set custom fonts. I typically just leave it on system UI so that way it uses whatever your customers are using. I'm just going to leave these colors as default, but you can see that you can change things around here. You can set minimum age, whether you require an emergency contact or a phone number, and you can add your terms and conditions here. So I'm just going to do this for now. And then, of course, this would be something that you would use. Then we can add here for a confirmation message, like, please arrive 15 minutes for your scheduled time. That can be good to go for that. We can also add custom requirements here. So these are going to show up on your booking page. So it could be like, you agree to all terms. You can have a weight limit fee. So any weight above the limit will be charged X amount, and so on and so forth. So once again, we're going to go up here, save this configuration, and I am going to fill this out for now, just in case. Can't remember if it's required or not for the booking page, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and save once again. That should be everything we need. So now, when we go into this preview page, we should see our slots available. One thing to note here is that you can go ahead and set up your email. This will make sure that your customers get auto-sent booking confirmations. They should receive emails from Stripe confirming their payment and stuff, but it's nice to add that personal touch. In the future, this is going to have additional templates and the CRM style feature where you can do yearly follow-ups with your customers, as well as things like asking for reviews when their job is complete, so on and so forth. So for that said, we're going to move on to the preview and embed, and let's scroll all the way down here, and we can see we can open it in a new tab if we want to test it that way. But this is where and how you are going to embed this on your own website. So I'm assuming you have these access and you're an admin on your own website. So all you would need to do here is create a new booking page if you don't have one already. I'm assuming if you do have one, you probably utilize an iframe already. So you'd copy this embed code and you would go to that web page and you would add it on there. So once you do that, you're going to see that this is now on your own website. And so with that said, let's go ahead and run through a test booking. So you can see here that the prices from that we set in our packages are going to be reflected. So we can see the weekday price is $189 and we have the weekend of $209. So let's go ahead and click this weekend. And you can see it moves us down to the time. So we will go ahead and do 9 o'clock, and we can of course select how many jumpers we want. So we can see the package we've added as well. Oh, let me fix that real quick. That's going to bug me. And we definitely need that on to see the correct payments reflected. So I need to go to my pricing and packages, and I forgot to update that one. So with that updated, we're going to go back into the Tandem booking system, preview and embed, and let's try that again. So let's select our time again, package. Now we can see there's 100 reflected, and I'm going to run through a test. And of course, if you would select up that email that I had talked about earlier, you would be sending that confirmation email to them. So now we're going to continue to payment. You can select in your drop zone settings whether you want to collect just a deposit or if you want to collect the entire amount up front. For this demo, I had it set to collecting just a deposit. Of course, you can select your deposit amount. So I'm going to secure my booking by paying, and we're going to see the card pops up. I'm going to enter the demo card for now. and we're going to pay. Customers can save their information, but what happens here is they get the booking screen and they're going to be sent their booking email. And if we navigate over to our Tandem bookings, what we'll see here, if we jump into the calendar view, we now have a booking here for that Saturday. So you will see, here's all the information, the packages they got, the payment and the amount remaining that they have to pay. So when we just captured their payment here, we saved in Stripe their payment details. So we can go ahead and charge the remaining balance, or we can charge a custom amount. So say they wanted to leave a tip. So let's go ahead and do that. The amount was $259, so I'll go ahead and do $279 to demo $20 tip. Go ahead and charge. It's going to ask you, would you like to charge? And if for some reason their payment method they used previously fails here, it can ask you to use another method. And this is also going to be enabled in the future where you can connect this to a Stripe payment terminal. So as we can see here, we successfully charged that $279. I'm going to go OK. And we can see they added a $20 tip. They paid $329 out of $309. And if we go back to our booking system here, we're going to go to our payment settings. And we are going to jump into our dashboard just so you can see how that payment is reflected on your end. So we go into the dashboard here, we should see we have a new deposit as well as the charge, and we can see our earnings. So going back into EZDZ, that pretty much covers in how you're going to set up your Stripe account, how you're going to do your pricing and packaging, covering some of the general settings here as far as your color customization and adding your own terms that you'd like to put there. How you can embed this into your website, I can go into further details if people need more advice and help on that in the future if we need to. And then we briefly covered setting up your email. Just to touch a little more on this, once you set up your email, it's going to auto-create that template that will send your customers on the booking confirmation. You can go ahead and add other templates there, and like I said, in the future, those will be set up so you can do more automated marketing with them. Going really quick back into the payment settings, you're going to see here is where we set that deposit amount, or if we want to collect the full deposit up front. Once you have everything set up and you're confident in it, you're going to go ahead and turn off this test mode, which really right now all that does is show on your page there is a test going on. So we covered how to set up your availability, like I mentioned, as well as your pricing and packaging and all of that stuff. So stick along for more demo videos on EZDZ, but with this one, we covered pretty much all the basics you need to get started with your booking system and your payment options and all of that stuff. So I'll see you in the next demo video. Thanks for watching.